Hi, this is Steve Fuster from Business Backbone. I'm going to take you through our DiGA application, and on this occasion I'm going to be inquiring into some of my clients' receipt bank data. So once you've signed up for DiGA off our website and installed the Excel add-in that we send you as part of the sign-up process, you'll be ready to go. I'm going to fire up Excel here. And I'm going to start with a blank workbook. And when I open up Excel, over on the right hand side here I have a new task pane. And if I open up the task pane, I can log in with my credentials. Once I'm a verified user, the system will present me with a list of my clients that I've got set up in the platform. I can pick a particular client and it will identify the application that client's working with, and I can then see a list of actions for that specific application. So in this case, with it being Receipt Bank, if I click on Go here, this will return all of the receipt data for this particular client. And what it's going to do, it's going to create a new worksheet called Receipts, into which it's going to put the data, and then it's also going to create a table called Receipts as well. So here you can see now the worksheet, it's also created as a table, and by creating it as a table it's almost treated as a database within Excel. So I can now start to use any of the standard data filtering options, or you can do as you wish with any of the functionality in Excel. I'm going to use an example here where I'm going to build a pivot table using that table source of receipts. And when I click on inserting a pivot table, it creates a new blank format for me. So I can now start to select fields that I want to analyse. So in this case, I'm just going to do a very simple analysis of the categories of where we spent some money. So I'm just going to select the category field, and Excel drops that into the row labels. I'm then going to pick up the base total, which on this occasion, has a value net of VAT, as calculated a summary for each category. I can tidy this up by changing the number format here and just putting this into a currency format, with or without decimal places as you choose. And I'm also going to sort this into descending order as well, just using standard Excel functionality. So very quickly I got to an analysis of category spend. I might then want to break that down by month as well. So if I select the date field here, Excel drags that into the row section. I'm actually going to use the pivot table function and bring that across into the columns. And then, as I don't need to see that by day, I'm actually going to right click on the date here, and I'm actually going to group that by months. So immediately I can now see the report on categories split by month. I can then start to tidy that up and make it more presentable as well. So if things that I would tend to do is take off my grid lines and my headings, and I would also use one of the standard design layouts that Excel provides just to tidy that up into a nice readable format. And I would give it a worksheet name saying category analysis. Having set that up and maybe save that as a template to understand and analyse a particular client's data, let's call that an RB video. What I would then be able to do is say, actually from my client list, is pick up another client here, select the same actions of receipts, click on Go, and the dashboard will populate with a new data set from the new client. Having done that, I can then refresh the pivot table and see exactly the same dashboard presented from my alternate client. So I'm very easily creating templates of reports to analyse my client's data. One final example I'd like to show you is one that I've pre-built. So having used exactly the same capability as you've seen here, what I have is a fuller dashboard where I've started to bring together 3 or 4 different components into one section. So here, for example, I've got some analysis on the spend by year, my top 5 categories, my top 5 suppliers in spend, and my top 5 suppliers by frequency. And what I've also done here is put a couple of charts on the same page and what we call slices within Excel. So immediately I can now start to say, okay, well, what I've use the slices here to filter, and the charts will automatically analyse themselves. So by clicking November, I can see the amount spent, categories, and top suppliers for each of the months that I'm selecting. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. That's all I wanted to show in this particular video. For any questions, please drop me a line at steve@businessbackbone.co.uk, or you can sign up for a trial of DiGA at businessbackbone.co.uk. Thank you very much for your time.